Hi, I'm Pete and I'm a writing mentor here at Plymouth University's Writing Cafe. We see a lot of students up here who want to improve their dissertations, essays, lab reports and so on. So we've put together our top 5 tips in order to improve your academic writing. The first one probably sounds really obvious, but if you don't get it right, it can mean that you fall at the first hurdle. It's to make sure that you understand the question that's being asked of you.
I think sort of the most important thing in that respect is making sure you understand what your question is and really making sure you understand it before you start trying to tackle the essay.
The second top tip is to make sure that you plan the content and structure.
People don't give enough time for planning. I think they see it as wasted time. I think it's always time well spent. So plan so it keeps your writing tight. And then, again, run it past your lecturer if they're up for it and say, am I on the right lines? They can only say no.
The third top tip is to think about your personal study habits.
One important point I make to all students is for them to think about their studying habits, where they're going to be most effective when they're studying and when they're going to be most effective when they're studying, and trying to maximise those times. Higher education isn't just about working hard and doing lots of hours. It's about making sure those hours are effective, and so where and when you study will have a significant impact on how effective you're studying.
The fourth top tip is to get your references right and to make sure that you avoid plagiarism.
Sometimes students get really freaked out about referencing. I think what I tend to do now is sit them down and cite it right, and we work through the importance of referencing as much as possible, making sure their references are consistent. And that leads on to plagiarism. You know, I don't know whether I've plagiarised or not. Well, are you quoting someone else's work? Are you drawing from someone else's work? If you are, you need to reference it. And again, we can sit down and we can go through it and we can work on that. I was always taught, if in doubt, reference. Better to reference and not be accused of plagiarism than otherwise.
And lastly, make sure you visit the Writing Mentors here at the Writing Cafe. You can find us on the 4th floor of the Babbage building at Plymouth University's main campus.
The whole principle of the Writing Cafe is to get more people in the university talking about and sharing their writing, and I think that for me is what really makes it exciting and interesting.
I always encourage people to come every day and not be afraid to come, so they know they can come more than once, they can keep coming back. Because as we all know, it's not just one piece of work lasts all year, hopefully.